During the last few days, Warrington has lost a spare.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wilderspool Stadium for this Silk Cut Challenge Cup first round match between Warrington and Sheffield Eagles. The teams for this afternoon's match are Warrington, number 1 Brian Johnson, number 2 Brian Carbett, number 3 Paul Cullen, number 4 Barry Peters, number 5 Rick Thackeray, number 6 Phil Blake, number 7 Andy Gregory, number 8 Les Boyd, number 9 Tony Hodson, number 10 Kevin Tamata, number 11 Bob Jackson,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
A minute's silence there for Ray Denny. We carry on with the teams. Number 12 Mark Roberts, number 13 Billy McGinty, and the substitutes for Warrington Mark Foster and Mike Gregory. The Sheffield side, number 1 Steve Lane, number 2 David Bridgman, number 3 Kevin Shoutman, number 4 Andy Dickinson, number 5 Roy Rafferty, number 6 Darryl Powell, number 7 Gary Smith, number 8 Paddy Burgoyne, number 9 David Chumley, number 10 Billy Harris, number 11 Kevin Farrell, number 12 John Glancy, 13 Paul Kunaman, 14 Mitchell Sherwood and 15 Gary Hetherington. The referee is Mr Berry and the linesman Mr Lloyd and Mr Hesketh. And it'll be Warrington to kick off and start this Silk Cut Challenge Cup match. Andy Gregory kicks off and Kevin Farrell takes it for Sheffield Eagles. He's tackled by Mark Roberts just over the Sheffield 25. That's Paul Kunaman, one of the Sheffield Eagle Australian imports. This time it's Billy Harris sending it out left Sheffield. Darryl Powell, he's well tackled by 3 Warrington players. This time it's David Chumley, the hooker, but his kick goes straight into touch. And that is the first scrum down of the afternoon, right on the Sheffield Eagles 25. Andy Gregory to feed. Mr Berry not happy with the first scrum of the afternoon. And Andy Gregory feeds again, and it's a Warrington ball, played out to Phil Blake. Stop away by Peters, Phil Blake looking for a gap, but he's passed out to Rick Thackeray as well, stopped by Kevin Shoutman, and picked up by Rick Thackeray going across field, and he's well tackled by John Glancy for Sheffield. This time with Tony Hodson acting half-back, sends it to Andy Gregory. Gregory to Bob Jackson with a new haircut, he's still going, finally tackled by Andy Dickinson and Gary Smith. Once again, Tony Hodson acting half-back for Warrington, sent it out to Andy Gregory. But Tony Hodson knocks the ball on, so another scrum down, halfway between the 25 and halfway line. This time it'll be Gary Smith to feed, and a free kick to Sheffield Eagles. And Sheffield Eagles will get the free kick. And a good kick there from the Sheffield hooker, David Chumley. Takes play into the Warrington half of the field. David Chumley, first receive this time is Australian Paul Kunaman. But he's well tackled by Les Boyd to Martin Hodson. This time once again sending it out right Sheffield. Darryl Powell. That is Bob Jackson the tackle. This time it's David Chumley acting half-back, sends it left to Billy Harris. Once again, 3 Warrington tacklers halt the progress of Billy Harris. David Chumley sends it out to John Glancy. Once again, Sheffield sending it out across the line. A nice break here by Sheffield, out onto the wing David Bridgman. He's well tackled. And 6th tackle this time for Sheffield. A good kick. Brian Johnson's underneath it for Warrington and takes it well. Comes out across field, hands it off to Brian Carbett. Brian Carbett going across field, gives it out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters cuts inside, but a good tackle. Darryl Powell in the tackle. This time it's Les Boyd coming forward. 3 Sheffield tacklers, Paul Canarman and John Glancy. This time it's Gregory. Billy McGinty going forward this time. Tony Hodson wants to get acting half back to Andy Gregory. Gregory pass out to Barry Peters, but he can't take the ball. And a knock on. And a scrum down. Sheffield Eagles to feed. Gary Smith, scrum half. But Ross Gain referee Berry. Happy with the scrums, and Smith will feed again. And a free kick to Warrington. And Phil Blake will take the kick for touch. And a good kick from Phil Blake. As Gain takes play into the Sheffield Eagles half. Tony Hodson takes a quick one to Andy Gregory. Run around moves, Kevin Tamati comes on it, straightens up. A good tackle by Billy Harris and David Chumley. Once again, Andy Gregory takes it, sends it right to Billy McGinty. McGinty beats one man, but it's tackled by Paul Canarman. Takes it to Tony Hodson to Gregory. Gregory straightens up, but loses the ball. But it's taken by Brian Johnson, referee to his play on. And he's finally tackled by Paddy Burgoyne. This time it's Rick Thackeray, out to Andy Gregory. Mark Roberts straightening up, but runs straight into Kevin Fadden. Once again, Tony Hodson acting half-back to Gregory, to Phil Blake. Phil Blake looking for a gap. Once again, Tony Hodson. This time it's Les Boyd going forward. Les Boyd finds a gap. He's got Johnson running up with him, and the first try of the afternoon to Bob Jackson. Bob Jackson opens the scoring. Try made by Les Boyd. And there's an injury to a Sheffield Eagles player just to the right of the post. Ryan Carbett will try and convert that Bob Jackson try. Injury there, looks like John Glancy of Sheffield. Still receiving treatment while Brian Carbett waits. Referee restarts the clock, and Brian Carbett once again paces run out. And an easy goal there for Brian Carbett.
Goal by Brian Carbett.
So Sheffield Eagles to restart. And Roy Rafferty restarts the game. Billy McGinty picks it up for Warrington. It slips. And Darryl Powell pounces on. This time it's long pass out to Les Boyd. Les Boyd knocks one man off. Gets the ball out to Andy Gregory. Goes back left. but loses the ball. And it'll be a scrum down on the Warrington 25. And this time it's a Sheffield ball. Gary Smith. Well, good tackle by Billy McGinty. This time David Bridgman. He's tackled by Kevin Tomati and Mark Roberts. Sheffield, Paddy Begoyne. He's well tackled by Les Boyd. Sending it left again. David Chumley looking for a gap. Well tackled by Mark Roberts, but Sheffield now coming back well. Billy Harris inside. David Chumley again. Nice move from Sheffield. Last tackle about 5 yards from the Warrington line. Sending it left. Out it comes Begoyne. Sends the ball back out to Gary Smith. And the drop goal. And Sheffield Eagles open their account with a drop goal from Gary Smith there, scrum half. Warrington 6, Sheffield Eagles 1. 10 minutes gone of the match. So Andy Gregory to restart. Kevin Farrell takes it for Sheffield. He's tackled by Les Boyd and Tony Hodson. This time it's Paul Carnarvon. David Chumley out to Billy Harris. A good tackle by Jackson and Roberts. Sheffield trying to swing the ball out, a nice pass, taken well by John Glancer. He's just tackled by Paul Cullen and then by Kevin Tomati. Sheffield sending it left again, but the pass isn't a good one. And a free kick to Warrington. Offside against Sheffield Eagles player. Phil Blake puts the ball as a touch over on that leisure centre side. Gives Warrington possession once more. This time it's Gregory. Long pass out to Mark Roberts. Roberts still going, breaks 2 men, breaks 3 tackles, still going. Gets the ball out to Tamati, but there's no play back on his left. But Warrington now in the Sheffield Eagles 25. This time it's Gregory. Out to Phil Blake. Long pass out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters managed to get the ball out to Rick Thackeray. Rick Thackeray goes across field once more. And is finally tackled by Darryl Powell. This time it's Phil Blake out to Andy Gregory. Long pass out, taken by Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen is passed along the floor, but taken by Brian Carbett. Carbett beats 2 men, still going. Gets the ball out to Tony Hodson. Well, good tackle again by Sheffield. This time it's Phil Blake, and Phil Blake goes in virtually on the post. Phil Blake scores his 21st try of the season. Going over just to the right of the post, virtually unopposed, and makes the score Warrington 10, Sheffield 1. So Brian Carbett, another relatively easy kick. Once again right-footed. And once again another goal, making the score Warrington 12 points, Sheffield Eagles 1. Roy Rafferty restarts. Brian Carbett takes it for Warrington. Coming out of his own 25. For his finally tackled by 3 Sheffield players. This time it's Tamati. Makes good ground before 3 Sheffield Eagles players bring him down. Tony Hodson once again acting half-back, sends it out left to Gregory. This time it's Blake. Long pass out to Mark Roberts, going forward, but just can't hold the ball. It's taken by Gary Smith. Gary Smith still going, but he's upended by Phil Blake and loses the ball, and Tony Hodgson recovers it for Warrington. Andy Gregory out to Kevin Tamati. Well, good tackle by 3 Sheffield players, pushing Tamati back to his own 25. This time it's Gregory once more. Long pass out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters going straight, but he's well tackled by David Bridgman. This time it's Rick Thackeray to Gregory. The pass is not taken. Phil Blake, nice pass out to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts finds a gap, still going, nice break. He's got Phil Blake with him. Phil Blake kicks ahead, but the referee had already given a forward pass. That'll be a scrum down. Just a couple of yards inside the Warrington half. Quarter of an hour gone, Warrington leading by 12 points to 1. Gary Smith fields, and it's a Sheffield ball. Darryl Powell, he's well tackled by Phil Blake. Kevin Shankman, out to Paul Kanaman, but good tackle from Andy Gregory. Chomley, once again Sheffield trying to swing this ball out, but finding no way through at the moment. Chomley to Harris, back to Chomley. Nice pass out to Kevin Farrell. Once again Harris. Sheffield trying to swing this ball out, and a nice pass, bringing in Kevin Shoutwell. Shoutwell's got a break. Kevin Shoutwell's still going, he's got Johnson to beat, but a good tackle, but a nice break there by Kevin Shoutwell for Sheffield. 6 tackle, back to Bridgman. Bridgman, back to Harris. This time it's John Glancy, but Glancy's tackled, and that'll be the turnover. Phil Blake takes it quickly to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts going through. His foul is brought down by Kanaman and Chomley. Hodgson out to Tamati. Tamati breaks one tackle, gets the ball out to Paul Cullen. Just time it's Billy McGinty, takes that one well. Once again 3 Sheffield players in the tackle. This time it's Hodgson out to Andy Gregory. Andy Gregory, pass to Barry Peters. But Barry Peters is tackled almost before he had the ball. This time it's Gregory once more acting half back, but Gregory drops the ball and has a bit of a disagreement with Darryl Powell, the standoff for Sheffield Eagles. It's a scrum down with Gary Smith to feed for Sheffield. And a free kick to Sheffield, and another 10 yards for Talking against Tony Hodgson. Gives Sheffield a free kick in front of the posts, and Roy Rafferty will attempt to go for goal. So Roy Rafferty, and he kicks his first goal of the afternoon, bringing the score to Warrington 12 points, Sheffield Eagles 3. So Andy Gregory to restart. Long kick, David Bridgman, Sheffield winger, takes it and clears his own 25-yard line. This time it's Chumley, on to Paddy Burgoyne. Billy Harris, prop forward for Sheffield, he's well tackled by Mark Roberts. Once again, Sheffield trying to swing this ball out. Darryl Powell beats one man before he's tackled by Phil Blake and Kevin Tomato. The kick there, taken by Brian Carbett. Comes across field. Beats one man, cuts back inside before he's tackled by John Glancy. Tony Hodgson sends it left to Andy Gregory. Out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters cuts inside, nice pass to Billy McGinty. McGinty takes it back, good tackle there by Kevin Shamble, taken quickly. This time it's Barry Peters. His pass is taken back to Andy Gregory, hands it off to Les Boyd. Les Boyd cuts inside, gets the ball out to Gregory once more. Gregory goes right this time, gets it out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake cuts inside and takes play now into the Sheffield Eagles 25. This time it's Tamati out to Gregory. Paul Cullen inside to Mark Roberts. 6th tackle this time. To Phil Blake. Crossfield bomb. But offside against Bob Jackson and Kevin Tomato. Gives the free kick to Sheffield Eagles. A good kick from Roy Chumley. Takes play onto their own 25. Paul Kuhneman comes forward, but a good tackle by Bob Jackson. This time it's Kevin Farrell, but once again, crunching tackle coming from Bob Jackson. Paddy Burgoyne, but no way through, and he loses the ball, but it's picked up nicely. And a nice break. A lovely break there from Andy Dickinson, but loses the ball. Lovely break there from Andy Dickinson. Ball gives Warrington possession once more. Bob Jackson out to Tony Hodgson. To Barry Peters. Barry Peters gets his pass out to Rick Thackeray. Rick Thackeray cuts back inside, beats two men, still going. Gets the ball to Tamati, but Tamati can't hold it. It's picked up now by John Clancy. Sheffield Eagles on the attack. Gary Smith once again out to Darryl Powell. Powell gets the ball out to Burgoyne. Burgoyne switches it back to Shoutmel. Shoutmel going across field. Don't make much ground. Once again, Chumley to Billy Harris. Billy Harris still going. He's tackled by Andy Gregory, Peters and Tamati. Chumley once again to Powell, to Smith. Nice pass out to John Clancy. Takes play into the Warrington 25. Dickinson to Smith. Cutting inside, nice pass out to Darryl Powell. And Lloyd Chumley can't take the pass, and it's offside. So Phil Blake puts the ball into touch. Hodgson takes it to Gregory. On to Tamati. Again, Andy Gregory, this time Billy McGinty coming onto it. Well tackled by Paul Kuhneman. Decides Hodgson to Gregory. Reverse switch to Roberts, back inside to Les Boyd. Gets it out to Gregory once more. Gregory finds a gap, beats one, beats two men, still going. Finally brought down by Andy Dickinson. And Paddy Burgoyne. So it's Billy McGinty out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake back to Andy Gregory. Dummies back to Tony Hodgson. Hodgson gets the ball out to Brian Johnson, but Johnson loses the ball. And a knock on by Kevin Farrell, second Roman for Sheffield Eagles. Sonny Gregory to feed. And a free kick to Warrington. And Phil Blake, poor kick. And gives Sheffield Eagles possession. With a dropout from their own 25. Roy Chumley will take it. Brian Johnson underneath this one with Rick Thackeray, and Rick Thackeray takes it. Goes forward. Tackled by Paul Kuhneman. Tony Hodson acting half at this time, sends it right to Les Boyd. Les Boyd, finally brought down by Chumley. Plays the ball, this time it's Gregory onto Jackson. Gregory onto Billy McGinty, but he can't hold it. And once again another knock on by Gary Smith. And once again another scrum down. So Andy Grace to feed, and feeding against Andy Gregory. The free kick to Sheffield Eagles. And Roy Chumley puts it into touch just inside the Warrington half. Once again, Roy Chumley to take it. Paddy McGowan coming onto this one. Gets the ball out to Chumley. Was tackled by Andy Gregory and Tony Hodson. Paddy McGowan once again onto Paul Kuhneman. Les Boyd in the tackle. Once again, Chumley sends it left to Smith. Smith, his well tackle, gets the ball out low to Billy Harris. Billy Harris is tackled by Tony Hodson and Mark Roberts. John Glancy, but no way through at the moment for Sheffield Eagles. Roy Chumley acting half-back, sends it left to Gary Smith. Smith looking for a gap. Darryl Powell can't take the ball, and it's a knock-on. And once again another scrum down. Gregory feeds, it's a Warrington ball out to Phil Blake. Barry Peters inside to Brian Johnson. Got a nice tackle by Paul Kuhneman once more. This time it's Andy Gregory again. On to Barry Peters. Barry Peters gets the ball out to Rick Thackeray. Rick Thackeray goes straight. And it's tackled by Bridgman and Darryl Powell. Tony Hodson wants back to half-back, sends it right to Andy Gregory. On to Phil Blake. Out to Les Boyd. Les Boyd dummies. Still going. Gets the ball out to Brian Johnson. Johnson still going. Kevin Tomata onto Andy Gregory. His pass nicely taken by Mark Roberts, but just can't break the tackle of Andy Dickinson. This time it's Tomata. Goes straight, but it's well tackled. This is a sixth tackle. Tony Hodson onto Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the kick ahead. Brian Carvett's underneath this one. And once again another knock on. And it's another scrum down deep inside the Sheffield Eagles 25. And Gregory feeds, goes blindside. It's well tackled. Warrington in possession. Phil Blake out to Barry Peters. Good tackling. But the home from Sheffield. This time Phil Blake. Phil Blake. Tackle away by Kevin Shelton. Tony Hodson onto Les Boyd. Once again, Tony Hodson acting half-back onto Phil Blake. Phil Blake cuts back inside, out to Barry Peters, to Gregory. Gregory cuts back inside, Gets the ball out to Barry Peters. Nice pass out to Rick Thackeray. Rick Thackeray with the kick over the head, but just a little bit too far. Attack for Sheffield from their own 25. 10 minutes left in this first half. Warrington 12, Sheffield 3. Paddy Burgoyne being pushed back well. This time it's Paul Kuhneman. Scrum half Smith, a nice pass, and Darryl Powell goes with it with Andy Gregory. And play on, gets the ball out to Kevin Shankle. New Zealander for Sheffield, 6 more tackles. This time it's Kevin Farrell. Out to Bridgman. Bridgman still going. Time Paddy Burgoyne gets it out to Harris. Harris straightens up before he's finally tackled by Bob Jackson. Good kick from Chumley. Bouncing near the corner, but Rick Thackeray takes it well for Warrington. Goes across field and takes it to Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson puts back inside. He's got strength, still going. Gets it out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake puts back inside. Phil Blake's got the whole end of the field. He's going himself. Gets it out to Les Boyd. Les Boyd to Tony Hodson. What a drive! The full length of the field. Tony Hodson finishes off a brilliant move. Play started with Rick Thackeray taking it on to Johnson. Johnson went right through. Phil Blake got the ball. Handed it on to Les Boyd. Les Boyd handed it on to Tony Hodson to go in the corner. And a great try, full length of the field. So Brian Carbett on this near touchline to try and kick his 3rd goal of the afternoon. Right footed, but just to the right of the posts. So score Warrington 16, Sheffield Eagles 3. So Darryl Powell, he starts, Jackson misses it, Les Boyd will take it for Warrington. Starts one man, picked up by Barry Peters. Barry Peters goes straight, but being pushed back by Andy Dickinson and Darryl Powell as the snow begins to fall. Tony Hodson takes it on to Bob Jackson. Jackson going forward, taken by Bridgman and Shankle. This time it's Hodson on to Gregory. Phil Blake, nice pass out to Mark Roberts. Roberts, nice tackle by John Glancer. And a free kick to Warrington. Phil Blake puts the ball into touch. And the snow begins to come down a bit more heavily. Tony Hodson takes the tap onto Les Boyd. Ball takes play inside the Sheffield Eagles half of the field. Tony Hodson onto Andy Gregory. Onto Tamati. Tamati on the ball to Brian Johnson. Well taken by Brian Johnson. Well tackled by Chumley and John Glancer. This time it's Tony Hodson onto Andy Gregory. To Phil Blake, back to Gregory. On to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts well tackled by stand-up Darryl Powell. Gets the ball out to Barry Peters. Gregory On to Kevin Tamati coming forward. Tamati on to Phil Blake. Phil Blake back to Jackson. Jackson on to Andy Gregory. Andy Gregory going forward. Pass is on to Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen, and Paul Cullen is it for a try. Be a bit fair on Sheffield Eagles, it looks a bit of a forward pass from Cullen, but the ball just touched the Sheffield Eagles player as the pass was going through. Paul Cullen took it well, went over for a try in the corner, making the score Warrington 20 points, Sheffield Eagles 3. Paul Cullen then out on that right touch line. And a good kick from Brian Carr. It's the third goal of the afternoon. Making the score Warrington 22, Sheffield 3. So Darryl Powell restarts for Sheffield. Bill McGinty takes it in his own 25. Clears it well. Was finally brought down by David Chumley. This time it's Andy Gregory onto Kevin Tamati. Tamati. Well tackle from Gary Smith. Once again, Andy Gregory takes it. Takes it back to Tamati. Tamati. Finally brought down by Chumley and Billy Harris. Tony Hodson. Onto Andy Gregory. Gregory looking for a gap, shakes to him enough, finds the gap, shrugs off Gary Smith, onto Les Boyd. Les Boyd loses the ball to Gary Smith, and Sheffield Eagles regain possession. Paddy Begoin, New Zealander, but doesn't get past Bob Jackson. Billy Harris, down to Darryl Powell. Kevin Farrell, but he's been pushed back by Mark Roberts. David Chumley left to Harris, straightens up but is well tackled. Les Boyd and Mark Roberts. Long pass out, and this time the kick will come in, and it's a good one. Rick Thackeray takes it now on the run. Cuts inside, beats Shoutmull. Finally tackled over by Kanaman. And a free kick to Sheffield Eagles, not playing the ball properly, Rick Thackeray. David Chumley, good kick. Once again taking play into the Warrington half at the field. Into the last couple of minutes of the first half. Kuhneman coming forward, but a nice tackle by Kevin Tamati. This time it's Billy Harris. Onto Gary Smith. Back inside to Burgoyne. Onto Darryl Powell. Managed to get the ball out. Nice play this. John Glancy. Still moving the ball, Sheffield. This time it's Steve Lane, but he's finally brought down just inside the Warrington 25. This time it's Darryl Powell onto Shoutmull. Gary Smith onto Billy Harris. Harris goes back left. Nice play by Sheffield. Chumley. Wire pass out, but it's regained by Steve Lane. So it's Chumley with the bomb. McGinty takes it but loses it. Steve Lane regains possession. This time it's Kuhneman for Sheffield. And 6 more tackles. We're in now to the last minute of the first half. Billy Harris going forward. He's tackled by Les Boyd and Kevin Tamati. This time it's back to Paddy Burgoyne, but he meets Les Boyd. Billy Harris once more, sending it left to Gary Smith, on to Steve Lane. But Steve Lane finds no way through. And offside against Warrington. The Sheffield Eagles will go for goal. Roy Rafferty with the score at 22 points to 3. Perhaps Sheffield might have been more adventurous in going for a tap. But Sheffield will go for the goal. Roy Rafferty. And Roy Rafferty kicks his second goal of the afternoon. Makes the score Warrington 22, Sheffield Eagles 5. Gregory once again kicks deep. Well taken though by David Bridgman. Goes straight, nice run, breaks 2 men. Good run here from David Bridgman. A good run, finally tackled by Rick Thackeray. Warrington supporters giving David Bridgman credit for that one. This time it's Gary Smith. David Chumley. And finally tackled by Paul Cullen. Here's the time added on in this first half. Billy Harris on to Kuhneman. Kevin Shoutman. Kuhneman acting half-back, on to Steve Lane, back inside to Kevin Farrell. And this is 6th tackle this time for Sheffield. Chumley, kick ahead, but Johnson takes it easily enough. Makes it to his own 25. Tony Hodgson on to Billy McGinty. Again, Tony Hodgson. Tamati. This time it's Paul Cullen going across field, straightening up. This time it's Gregory on to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts breaks one tackle on to Barry Peters. Barry Peters pass out to Rick Thackeray, well taken. Rick Thackeray's running away. Well, good tackle there from loose forward Paul Kuhneman on Rick Thackeray. And there goes the hooter for half-time. Half-time score, Warrington 22, Sheffield Eagles 5. Tries from Cullen, Blake, Hodgson and Jackson. 3 goals from Brian Carbets. Sheffield Eagles 2 goals from Roy Rafferty and a drop goal from Gary Smith. The half-time score, Warrington 22, Sheffield Eagles 5. So the team's back on for the second half. One change from the sides that finished the first half. Mike Gregory's on and Bob Jackson has gone off. So Sheffield restart the game, trailing by 22 points to 5. Billy McGinty drops the ball in front of his own post virtually, and it's a scrum down. With Gary Smith to feed for Sheffield. Sheffield get the ball, but referee Gregory not happy with the scrum. Let's get Smith feeds. This time it'll be a Sheffield ball. Sends it out to Darryl Powell. Cuts back in left onto Steve Lane. Andy Dickinson, but Dickinson loses the ball. And Paul Cullen retrieves for Warrington. This time it's Les Boyd going forward. Les Boyd shrugs off Steve Lane. Finally brought down by Andy Dickinson and Roy Rafferty. This time it's Tamati. Long pass out to Gregory. And it's finally picked up by Phil Blake. Gets it out to Mark Roberts. Roberts straightens up. They're brought down by Glancy and Harris. Hodgson acting half-back. On to Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory going forward. But good tackle once again by Paul Kuhneman. Tamati acting half-back. On to Andy Gregory. Cuts inside, but can't get the ball out to Phil Blake. 6th tackle. It's on to Phil Blake. Phil Blake with the kick ahead. And he takes it nicely. His pass is fumbled by Mike Gregory. And it's finally picked up by Andy Dickinson for Sheffield. Had to be going. Big New Zealander. Takes it away for New Zealand, for Sheffield. This time it's Kevin Farrell. Paul Kuhneman. Tackled by Mike Gregory and Les Boyd. Billy Harris. Passed out to Gary Smith. Smith with the kick ahead. Peters and Powell will under this one, and Barry Peters takes it for Warrington. This time it's Phil Blake onto Andy Gregory. To his namesake, Mike Gregory. He's well tackled by Farrell and Glancy. This time it's Billy McGinty. Good tackle by David Chumley. This time it's Cullen. On to Tamati coming forward. Good run, makes it virtually to the 25-yard line. This time it's Cullen on to Andy Gregory. To Blake, back to Gregory. On to Mark Roberts. A good tackle by Glancy. Once more. This time it's on to Phil Blake. 6th tackle. Glancy with the kick. Steve Lane's underneath it and takes it well. Well taken there by Steve Lane. Tackled, touching goal by Paul Cullen. Rafferty drops out. And Brian Johnson takes it for Warrington. On to Gregory. Gregory going forward. Tackled though by Dickinson and Farrell. Les Boyd. Moves himself, can't get the ball out. This time it's Gregory. On to Phil Blake. On to McGinty. McGinty well tackled though by scrum half Gary Smith. This time it's Mark Roberts. Moving nearer the Sheffield line. Gregory. To McGinty, but 2 Sheffield players waiting for him there. This is the 6th tackle. What can Warrington do this time? It's on to Phil Blake. Phil Blake still going on to Paul Cullen, takes it one-handedly, and Paul Cullen scores his 2nd try. Once again, well made by Phil Blake. So Paul Cullen scores his 2nd try. Nicely made from the pass of Phil Blake. Making the score 26-5. And Brian Carbett now will try and convert the Cullen try. Carbett scores his 4th goal. Makes the score Warrington 28, Sheffield 5. Chumley restarts for Sheffield. Paul Cullen will take this one. But once again, good tackling by 13 Paul Canarman for Sheffield Eagles. This time it's Mike Gregory. But he's well tackled once again by Paul Kuhneman with the help of Billy Harris. This time it's Les Boyd. Les Boyd drops the ball, went backward and retrieved by Mike Gregory. Hodgson onto Andy Gregory. To Billy McGinty. McGinty onto Johnson. Johnson beats one man. Johnson, he's got a break, he's got his inside to Phil Blake. Lovely pass to Phil Blake will go for his second try. A great move once again, and Phil Blake scores once more. 22 tries for Phil Blake this season. Beautifully made by Brian Johnson with a brilliant break onto Phil Blake. And Phil Blake went in unopposed. So Brian Carvett to try and get his 5th goal. And he does that comfortably. So the score now, Warrington 34, Sheffield 5. And Warrington at the moment getting to run right. The snow once again comes down. Chomley restarts. McGinty takes it. But a good tackle by Kevin Farrell. Cullen onto Mark Roberts. Roberts tries to get the ball out, but can't. Tony Hodgson once again acting half-back, sends it on to Andy Gregory. Gregory looking for the gap, but John Clancy stops Andy Gregory. This time it's Phil Blake, on to Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory gets the ball back to Phil Blake. Phil Blake goes forward once more. Still going, still Phil Blake going. He's only got the full-back to beat. He's got Mike Gregory coming up with him. And Mike Gregory goes to the line. He's got Lloyd Rapperton with him. And Mike Gregory just holds him off for a great try once again. And once again, the try made brilliantly by Phil Blake.
Mike Gregory.
Once again, Phil Blake made the break. And Mike Gregory was up in support and just managed to hold off Lloyd Rafferty, who took over the line with him and made the score. Warrington 38, Sheffield 5.
Right, Sheffield!
So Brian Carvett just to the right of the posts. Once again, an easy kick. His 6th goal, making the score Warrington 40, Sheffield 5. And Warrington look like repeating their large win last season in the Silk Cup, Challenge Cup, when they won 54 points to 19. And 2 substitutions for Sheffield, Billy Harris and Kevin Farrell going off, and Mitchell Sherwood and Gary Hetherington coming on. As David Chumley restarts, a nice kick. Les Boyd doesn't take it, and it's retaken by Paul Cullen. Les Boyd takes it onto Andy Gregory, to Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts, good tackle by Kevin Shankmore. Gregory once more, onto Tamati. Tamis pushes one man off, but being pushed back. This time it's Tony Hodgson, onto Gregory, to Blake. Nice pass out to Boyd, onto Johnson. Johnson just can't get past Paddy Burgoyne. This time it's Les Boyd. Les Boyd going forward. Good tackle though by Paul Kuhneman. This time it's Phil Blake. Phil Blake going forward. Still going, looking for the gap. The kick ahead, but it's a poor one. We've gone straight into touch, and it'll be scrummed down inside the Sheffield half. Gary Smith to feed. Sheffield ball onto Roy Rafferty. But a good tackle by Andy Gregory with the assistance of Phil Blake. Substitute Gary Hetherington onto Daryl Powell. Powell gets it back to Hetherington. Going forward, tackle by Tony Hodson. Chumley. This time it's Paddy Burgoyne. Once again, Mike Gregory in the tackle. Hetherington onto Smith. Shoutwell can't take it. Back to Gary Smith. On to Glancy. Glancy looking for a gap, but loses the ball, and Andy Gregory doesn't take any play on. And Andy Dickinson looks like scoring here, but he just can't take the ball. And a free kick to Sheffield Eagles. Brian Carbett alleged to have obstructed Andy Dickinson. Steve Lane takes a tap. Chumley. Gary Hetherington, but just can't get the ball out. David Chumley. Onto Burgoyne, can't take it. Ball goes backwards. Burgoyne regathers, goes straight, and loses the ball, and Tony Hodson regains for Warrington. Still going. Gets the ball out to Samity. Samity onto Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson going to get away once more. Onto Barry Peters. He's got Rick Zachary with him. Rick Zachary now, he's got Brinkman to beat, and he's going away. And what a try by Rick Zachary. He just let the cover for dead. What a brilliant try. And a brilliant try by Rick Zachary, once again made by Brian Johnson. Johnson made the break, and Rick Zachary just went past David Bridgman as if he wasn't there, and the defence was just not quick enough. And Warrington scored their 8th try of the afternoon. As Warrington about to make their second substitution, Mark Roberts going off and Mike Foster will come on. So Brian Carbett, once again a difficult kick out on that far touchline. And the kick is a good one. Makes the score, Warrington 46, Sheffield Eagles 5. At the moment, Warrington have scored 7 goals and 8 tries. And unless by an absolute mere disaster, we can say that Warrington are going into the second round. And Mark Foster substitute comes on, but can't take the ball. And it's a scrum down. Ball goes out to Andy Gregory, but referee very not satisfied with the scrum. And Gary Smith will feed once more. And it's Andy Gregory with it, onto Phil Blake, onto Johnson. Johnson coming away once more, got a nice tackle by his opposite number, Steve Lane. Mike Gregory this time will be acting half-back, sends it onto Andy Gregory. Gregory goes back, having plenty of time, but finally tackled by Gary Hetherington. And now this fight in between Hetherington and Gregory. The referee Berry calls over substitute Gary Hetherington. And the free kick goes to Warrington. And Berry also calling over Andy Gregory. So Brian Carbett will put this one into touch, and it's well taken. Well taken there by Mitchell Sherwood, substitute, another Australian for Sheffield. Sheffield once again in the middle of the field, trying to spread this ball out once more. This time it's Darryl Powell on to John Glancy, but he's well tackled by Paul Cullen. Chomley on to Darryl Powell once more, but losing ground for the moment. Sheffield, Mark Foster in the tackle this time. This time it's Hetherington with the kick. Rick Thackeray and Brian Johnson cover this one, and Brian Johnson takes it for Warrington. But he's well tackled by Paul Kuhneman. Gregory. Once again, Gary Hetherington in the tackle. Tony Hodson. Doesn't make much ground. And the free kick to Sheffield once again. Tony Hodson this time not playing the ball properly. And Tony Hodson talking back to the referee. And an extra 10 yards for Sheffield Eagles. And David Chumley puts the ball into touch. So Sheffield trying to score the first try of the afternoon. This time it's Burgoyne, still going, but Mark Foster and Mike Gregory bring him down. Tries the kick ahead, but it's not successful, and Andy Gregory takes it and clears his lines well before he's tackled by Darryl Powell and Andy Dickinson. This time it's Cullen on to Les Boyd. Les Boyd goes forward, tackled by Powell, Chumley and Dickinson. Gregory once again acting half-back, on to Mark Foster. Foster pushes one man off. Fire tackle by Gary Hetherington. Tony Hodson. And the free kick to Warrington. Gary Hetherington kicking the ball away.
Go for goal, that's the best. Go for goal.
Just over halfway through this second half. Warrington 46, Sheffield Eagles 5. Once again, Warrington in the Sheffield Eagles half. This time it's on to Tamati. Tamati running strong, taking 3 men to bring him down. This time it'll be Cullen acting half-back. Sends it left to Gregory, on to McGinty. McGinty looks for a gap and McGinty's away. He's just got the full-back to beat, and he's over for a try. And Billy McGinty scores a try which sees Warrington reach 50 points. He made the gap, he had full-back lane to beat, he tapped his legs, but he managed to slither to the try line and bring Warrington up to 50 points and 9 tries. So once again, Brian Carbett. And once again, easily through for 2 points. So Warrington 52, Sheffield Eagles 5.
This is your life.
Once again, a nice kick. And Roy Rafferty takes it, but there'll be a knock-on and a scrum down. Gregory feeds, and it's Warrington ball onto Phil Blake. Once again onto Johnson. Nice pass out to Peters, but he can't keep hold of the pass, and a knock on. So once again another scrum down. Gary Smith this time to feed. And a free kick to Sheffield. Handing out of the scrum. Warrington penalised. David Chumley puts the ball into touch inside the Warrington 25. Still Sheffield looking for their first try of the afternoon. On to Kuhneman. This time it's Paddy Burgoyne. Stan is still going, he's going, and it's a good try by Paddy Burgoyne. And Paddy Burgoyne scores Sheffield Eagles' first try. Getting a good round of applause from the Warrington crowd. So it's a score to Warrington 52 points, Sheffield Eagles 9. So Roy Rafferty to try and convert the Burgoyne try. And he does. And takes Sheffield into double figures. Warrington 52, Sheffield Eagles 11. Gregory restarts with a deep kick. Roy Rafferty takes it, but doesn't make much ground. Tackled by 3 Warrington players. This time it's Chumley, tackled by Mike Gregory and Mark Foster. Andy Dickinson on to Kuhneman. Long pass out to Dickinson. Got a good tackle by Mark Foster. Paddy Burgoyne on to Shunkle. And this is 6th tackle for Sheffield. Gary Hetherington, and he's starting to run it here. Nice pass down to Darryl Powell. Darryl Powell going down that left wing. Inside, and a high tackle from Andy Gregory, and the touchman's on. Mr. Hesketh. And the free kick goes to Sheffield Eagles.
Rubbish, Gregory!
And once again, Sheffield take play into the Warrington 25. This time, David Bridgman coming on. Oh, and he loses the ball, and it's picked up by Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory, though, well tackled by Gary Hetherington. He loses the ball this time. Darryl Powell. Once again, David Chumley, Hetherington. Back to Paddy Burgoyne. Burgoyne, back to Kuhneman. And he manages to get the ball out to Shamkul, onto Darryl Powell. Still trying Sheffield Eagles. Darryl Powell tacks it to himself, going for the try. But just stopped short of the line. Play it back to Gary Hetherington. Back to Steve Lane. Chumley once more acting halfback, sends it left to Hetherington. Hetherington, but glad he can't take it, and Paul Cullen does. And gets it on to Tony Hodgson, back to Kevin Tamati. Tamati's still going, beats two men, pushes one man off, still going. Clears his own 25 before he's finally brought down. Ball kicked away and Brian Carver will retrieve it for Warrington. And the touch judge says that the ball was in touch. So it'll be a scrum down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match selected by the men of press, Brian Johnson, the Warrington fullback. Brian Johnson, man of the match, selected by men of the press today.
And Brian Johnson being adjudged man of the match. This time it's Gary Smith for Sheffield. Stein, he's got a break, but just can't get past Phil Blake and Andy Gregory. Andy Dickinson sends it out to Hetherington. On to Shamkul. And he loses the ball to Mike Gregory. Andy Gregory goes inside, finds a break. On to Billy McGinty. McGinty finally tackled by Gary Hetherington. This time it's Les Boyd. Gregory out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters back inside goes Rick Thackeray. On to Andy Gregory once more. Passes it out to Mark Foster, but he can't get past John Clancy. And this is the sixth tackle. On to Andy Gregory. Kick ahead. Phil Blake's after it and takes it, but just can't hold on to it. Paul Cullen's going through, but it will be a knock on by Phil Blake. So Gary Smith to feed for Sheffield Eagles. Ball not going, says referee Berry. So Gary Smith will feed once more. And Sheffield Eagles get the ball. Paul Kuhneman. This time it's David Chumley coming out well. Outright, Mitchell Sherwood. This time Gary Smith. On to Burgoyne. This time it's Gary Smith going across field. Nice pass is well taken by David Bridgman. But David Bridgman well tackled by Rick Thackeray. Sixth tackle this time for Sheffield. And the kick by Gary Smith, straight into the hands of Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson can't get past Darryl Powell. This time it's McGinty. On to Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen, no. Well tackled by three Sheffield players. This time Mike Gregory. This time Phil Blake. That's positive tie. Puts back inside and gets the ball out to Paul Cullen, out to Gregory. Brian Johnson now, out to Barry Peters. Barry Peters, well, he's well tackled by David Bridgman and Mitchell Sherwood. Phil Blake once more on to Andy Gregory. Gregory back to Phil Blake. On to Tamati. Tamati to Mike Gregory. On to Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen now going for the corner, but slips. Covers his feet, gets the ball out to Mike Gregory, and Mike Gregory drops the ball. And it once again will be in the scrum down on the Sheffield Eagles 25. And free kick to Warrington. Handed out to the scrum. Gives Warrington the free kick. And Andy Gregory puts the ball into touch. This time, Andy Gregory. Les Boyd. Les Boyd still going, but brought down. Tony Hodgson sends it left to Gregory. Takes it well. Still gets away from his tackler, back to Mike Gregory. Gets the ball to Tony Hodgson. He's still going, he's still going. Finally brought down just inches from the line. This time it's Mike Gregory who will take it, taxing half-back onto Phil Blake. He gets the ball out to Tamati. Tamati still going. Finally brought down. This time it's Gregory. On to Mark Foster. This is the 6th tackle. This time it's Gregory. Long pass on to Barry Peters. And Barry Peters will go in the corner. So Warrington scored 10 tries this afternoon. So Brian Carvett scored 8 goals so far. And that's his 9th. Takes the score to 58 points. Warrington 58, Sheffield Eagles 11. Once again, the short kick, and well taken by number 12, John Glancer. Gives Sheffield Eagles possession. Andy Dickinson on to Paul Kuhneman. He's well tackled by Les Boyd and Billy McGinty. This time it's Gary Smith. Nice chip there by Kevin Shankel, but well taken by Rick Thackeray. So Warrington in possession in their own 25. Barry Peters getting a few yards. This time it's on to Tamati. When his strong breaks is 25 before he's finally brought down by Gary Hetherington. This time it's Gregory. Cuts back inside. Gets the pass out to McGinty. McGinty can't break the tackle of Andy Dickinson, and the free kick will go to Warrington. And Brian Carvett puts the ball into touch. Once again, inside the Sheffield Eagles half. Les Boy comes storming through this time, but once again a good tackle by Paul Kuhneman, the loose forward for Sheffield Eagles. This time it's Mike Gregory. He's once again taken by Kuhneman with the assistance of Paddy Burgoyne. This time it's Tamati. Tamati can't get the ball away. Tony Hodgson. On to Gregory. Gregory looking for the gap and finds it well. Gregory still going, struggles off, one man still going, gets the ball out to Brian Carver in the corner. A great try, beautifully made by Gregory, and well scored by Brian Carver.
Brian Carver.
Takes Warrington on to 11 tries, 9 goals, 62 points. And Brian Carver scores a try at the moment have scored 9 goals and a total of 22 points. Will try and score his 10th now. To the right of the post on this right touchline. The try coming virtually on time. So Brian Carbett with the kick, and it just goes to the left of the posts. Well, makes the score Warrington 62 points, Sheffield Eagles 11. Once again the kick, and this time it's taken by Matt Foster onto Paul Cullen. Cullen going across field and gets the ball out, but Tony Hodgson can't take it, and it's a knock-on. So the scrum, Gary Smith feeds, and the free kick to Sheffield. They take a quick tap, Darryl Power looks for a gap, but tackled by Mark Foster. This time it's Paddy Burgoyne, gets the ball back to Kevin Shonkel, but he's well tackled once more, and 6 more tackles. Chumley once more out to Gary Hetherington. He's well tackled by Phil Blake. Mitchell Sherwood being pushed back. And a free kick to Sheffield. Once again taken quickly. Out to Paul Kuhneman, going straight. Well, Mike Gregory and Matt Foster in the tackle. David Chumley out to Hetherington, onto Steve Lane, cuts back inside. This time Hetherington will take it. Paddy Burgoyne once again can't get the ball away. Hetherington once more, onto Glancy. Glancy going forward, but Paul Cullen tackles him. So it's Smith. Once again onto Hetherington with the kick, and Johnson takes it well. It's tackled, and there goes the hooter, and Warrington win by 62 points to 11. 11 tries and 9 goals. The tries coming from Carbett, 2 from Cullen, Barry Peters, Britt Thackeray, 2 from Phil Blake, Hodgson, Jackson, McGinty and Gregory. And 9 goals from Brian Carbett. Sheffield Eagles 11 points coming from Paddy Burgoyne try. 3 goals from Roy Rafferty and a drop goal from Gary Smith. So Warrington progressed into the second round of the Silk Cup Challenge Cup. Final score, Warrington 62, Sheffield Eagles 11.